Y'all, please help me to understand why attention is the new currency for women. Regardless of whether you have a man at home, whether you have a family at home, whether you have the job of your dreams, the house of your dreams, the car of your dreams. None of that compares to you posting on Instagram or Facebook, twerking, dancing on tables, drinking, getting liquor porn into your open mouth, going around half dressed. Since when did attention trump self-respect?
Happy Hump Day! I hope you're having a good and blessed and productive day. And if you're visiting for the first time, my name is Tynesha Renee. Here on Tynesha Talks, I like to talk about controversial and popular topics and assess them from a psychological point of view. Today, we have a good video, y'all. Today, we will be talking about modern women respecting themselves. Baby, we're shaking the table. I personally have so many different viewpoints on this topic, so we're gonna take a look at some of the comments that people left on the video from the intro, and then we're gonna break it down from there. If you aren't a part of millennial or Gen Z age group, you just won't get it. Everyone isn't seeking attention. Social media plays a huge part of the new generation's life. She's in the same age group that told us to go to college or we wouldn't be successful. Y'all were wrong. Log off and let us live. Well, the internet is attention and traction, so the more you get of it, the more money you make. All right, y'all, let's get into the psychology of social media.
Social media platforms leverage the same neural circuitry as slot machines and drugs to keep us satisfied and coming back for even more.
What happens when we get a like on an Instagram feed is that we get a release of the neurotransmitter dopamine in the brain's reward pathway, and we feel pleasure, and we feel pleasure.
And we feel pleasure.
I am going to make a bold statement. I think that most people are lying when they say that what they post on social media is not for likes, or that they're not impacted by getting a lot of likes. Here's the thing. Social media works because it ties in positive reinforcement. We have views, likes, subscriber counts, all of which make people feel a sense of importance or accomplishment. And we also know that getting low engagement on your posts makes people feel insecure about themselves or what they posted, which is why you see that mostly everybody is hiding their like count on their photos on Instagram now, unless they received a number of likes that they deem to be a lot. So now let's tie all of this back into the modern woman. Just to make sure we're on the same page, a modern woman is the opposite of a traditional woman. Her primary focus is not on finding a spouse and raising a family, very independent, career-driven, goal-oriented, and focused on chasing the bag. Modern women are more liberated because they don't necessarily need to be attached to a man to have status in today's society. Sorry, my curls over here making me mad. Okay, carrying on. This is actually a good segue into a comment that I saw pop up a lot. We're young and we will settle down later. So a male commented and said, keep having your fun, but eventually you will hit the wall, especially if you're looking for a particular man. A woman replied and said, when that time comes, I'm sure she'll be done with the fun and ready to settle down. The man she gets will love her unconditionally. Until then, she gon' pop her ish. The male responded, yeah, but that's the problem. A lot of women think they have time, and the reality is you don't. No one is saying you can't have fun, but the good men are watching and they don't want their women twerking on tables. But hey, I'm just boxing an opinion. Live your best life, Am. We've talked about hitting the wall on my channel before. We're not gonna focus too much on that today, but in general, we as women tend to underestimate the impacts of what we do when we're younger. Ooh, baby, I just feel somebody about to come for me in the comments. Ooh. I've honestly just had to accept that most people are going to have the widest selection of options while they're younger. And I just want to clarify because sometimes I feel like my messages get a little bit misconstrued, okay? I'm not saying that when you get older, older, you're not gonna have any options. But I'm saying that the type of men that you might want, the ones that most women tend to go for, they might start to be a little bit more scarce. They might already be married, they might end up going for younger women, or they might have witnessed you living your best life, having all these hot girl summers on social media, and they're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to mess with that type of woman. I am choosing to be Switzerland in this situation because I do see both sides, okay? I'm not telling you that you should settle for less than you deserve or feel pressured to settle for just anybody because societal pressures are telling you that you need to have a man, you need to have kids. I'm not saying that, but just be mindful of how much time you spend being single and living your best life. But anyway, back to the point. So as we know, this idea of being liberated and not needing a man and living your best life, traveling the world, don't settle down in your 20s. These are the messages that are being passed down to women a lot nowadays. Because we are receiving these messages, this is the mindset that a lot of women are approaching social media with. And this is where the twerking and the lingerie and the drive the boat videos are coming in. So what happens internally when women post things like this? That positive reinforcement. Likes, shares, comments, heart eye emojis, getting money sent to your Cash App. That dopamine starts firing in their brains, and they've now connected a positive experience with posting more sexualized content. And if we add in the fact that these women are likely to get attention from athletes, rappers, and other celebrities, that adds on another layer of positive reinforcement. There's more incentive to presenting themselves that way online. Does this mean that all women who do things like this don't respect themselves? I don't know. Like we said, there's too many psychological factors at play to make a blanket statement like that. But I know that there are some women who are a bit more not modest on social media because the attention that they receive fills a void. Perhaps there is some sort of a daddy issue complex. Maybe these women weren't used to getting attention when they were younger, so now that they are exposing themselves more and getting attention from men, it provides a sense of value. I'm actually interested to hear from you guys on this. So why do you think that some women expose themselves a bit more on social media? Is it truly because they just love themselves and they're doing it for themselves, or do you think there are a lot of underlying reasons? Let me know in the comments. But I will say this, no matter what you do, just be mindful of your reputation. My takeaway from this video is that you are still allowed to have fun and live your best life, okay? You're a grown woman. No one is saying that when you go out with your friends, you can't take shots and dance and vibe in the club, because when I go out, I'm dancing and I'm vibing in the club and I'm probably gonna have a drink in my hand. But I think that she was just trying to say that all of that doesn't need to be on display on social media for the whole world to see. The woman who made that social media post probably used to turn up in her day too, okay? When I tell you the stories that my mom tells me about how she used to cut up back in the day, child, but nobody will ever know about that because social media wasn't around for their movements to be documented. But social media is around for us. And I just want to clarify that I don't think that I am on a pedestal above anybody. Someone recently commented on one of my videos and they said that my platform would be bigger if I wasn't as judgmental. These are things that I have learned / am still learning, and I gotta check myself on this sometimes too. You know, there's been moments where I see a picture of myself where I might be on vacation and I'm wearing a bikini and I'm like, do I really need to post that? What message am I sending out by posting this? What response am I looking to get by posting this? I'm with you, sis, okay? I'm out here in these streets struggling to learn too. These are the things that a lot of people didn't tell us when we were coming up. But we're grown now, we're adults, and we are accountable for our own decisions. And the woman who made this, whew, bless her heart. A lot of women resorted to attacking her appearance and talking about her age as a way to deflect from what she was saying. And I didn't think that was cool. Now, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the older generation does have viewpoints that are outdated and can be problematic, but I still do think there's value in the wisdom that older people are able to give you because they've lived it, they've been through it, and they can learn you some things, okay? My observation, my humble opinion, my perspective, okay? Don't come for me. My observation is that many women may not be used to having maternal figures present who can guide them and instill values surrounding self-respect. So when they do hear someone giving advice, it's often seen as a negative criticism, and women get defensive versus listening to what's being said. Live as you wish and post as you please, but just be sure that you're at peace with the consequences.